Well, welcome back, my friends all, to another rousing rendition, Choir Boys Outdoors, a gas station knives rendition, if you will. The brand name is Snake Eye. They were two for $10 at Ace Hardware, and here's what happened. Two of the fellas on the road crew came up to me, and they said, "Man, we got these at Ace Hardware. We want you to test them out." Here's the thing about my road crew guys. I put a lot of blades in their hands. They helped this channel out a lot. I said, hell yeah, be glad to do it. This is a cautionary tale. Here's the truth. The cautionary tale is not going to be so much about the quality of the knife as it is the quality of the reviewer, okay? In every situation that we talk about on this channel has to do with me and me alone. But I want to go over a couple things with you. And before we jump into that, guys, I want to give you the specs on both. Now, the red, that's what we're going to call it, the red Snake Eye there, has a 1/8 inch thickness blade steel. Shit, come on, Scab. 1/8 inch thick blade steel. It's a plain edge. The overall length is 8 inches open. The blade length is 3 3/8. The cutting edge is 3 1/4. The handle length is 4 5/8, so that's what it would be when it closes, and the inner grip is 3 5/16. Yes, it's little. Now, the other one we're going to call the Grizzly because it has a picture of the grizzly bear on it. It is 1/8 inch blade steel. It is a serrated edge. The overall length is 8 3/4. The blade length, there goes Scab Nansen, blade length is 3 7/8. The cutting edge is 3 1/2. The handle length is 5 inches. The inner grip is 3 7/8. Now, let me just say this about the Grizzly. It is not my favorite, okay? I don't like serrated edges to begin with. This one I really don't like, but we're going to give it a fair shake. The other thing I don't like about this, that inner grip's 3 7/8, and you see right there, that choil is super tight. These are both tip-up configurations. The red has a seatbelt cutter, which does not work, and a glass breaker that does. So we're going to talk about them individually, then together, then the whole thing. But here's the deal, guys. Let me say this, two things up front, two facts, okay? There was a time, this is what I could afford to carry. There was a time, and this is what I carried. So I will never bash what someone carries on this channel. I'll be damned if I'll do it. I've been down, I know what it is, and I'm really excited to cover this. So you carry what you carry. You've earned it. Be proud of it. And always move forward and trying to upgrade. But never, ever, never let anybody talk down to you about what you carry, especially in this fake-ass YouTube bullshit world. You hear me? Be proud of what you carried. You earned it. That's the first thing. The second thing is this. No matter the quality, both of these knives will stab and kill you graveyard dead. Cannot be disputed. That's why if you need a little something for sticky on self-defense, and see, guys, not everybody can carry a gun. They don't like to carry a gun. If you can't afford an expensive pocket knife, you can't afford a gun. So sometimes you just go with what you got. I'm a firm believer in that, son. There was a time, I ain't going to get into it, but the truth is you carry what you have, right? These will kill you. Now, here's the thing I want to say. The red-handled one of the two is my favorite, okay? It's still a smaller inner grip, but a lot of pocket knives are. That's not a huge deal with me. The blade on the red one just says stainless in China, okay? So it didn't give us a lot to go on there, kind of a smelting pot of them, if you will. The blade steel on that gem is 3CR13. Now, the red one came pretty sharp. There's no sense in trying to bullshit or just talk down. Red one came pretty sharp, did an okay job. The thing I want you to remember is this. Most times on my videos, guys, even some of my shortest ones, it's a minimum of about 2 hours by the time I get all the footage, even if I'm hurrying at work, before, at break, all that crap. It's 2 or 3 hours to get a video out. This entire video took about 45 minutes. The whole thing, okay? From hit and go to trimming up the edges and seaming it together to doing this wonderful narration. I'm going to have about 45 minutes in it. What does that mean? It means the cutting that you see in this video is the cutting I did with the knife. A lot of times with knives, man, I'll have not only the couple hours of cutting that you see, but some off camera. This is all right here. It's all right here. The reason I don't like the Grizzly so much, it's like they tried to do a lot. It's like they tried to make a damn pirate's sword in an 8-inch bundle. They just squished it. The thing about that choil, and my thing is this, I've got large or extra large mauls of my hand. The back of my hand's extra large. My fingers are medium to large. So most knife choils I can handle without any problem, to be honest, just being honest about it. That one was tight. So it's like a lot of times I found myself grabbing over the guard. Wasn't a fan of that. How'd it cut? The serrations got in the way a lot. Now, when you got to the plain edge, now, would it matter if this was a fully plain edge? I think it would to a degree, right? To a certain degree. And what you're going to see as we go, guys, is the blades start to lose their edge. And that's the thing. One thing is, while I'll never put anybody down for carrying a gas station knife, I never really can recommend it, and I'll tell you why, and just hear me out on this. Megatron and I got married in 2006, I believe it was. By 2008, we had both lost jobs. We were struggling, right? We got together thinking money's not a problem. She worked, I worked 2 jobs, she banked. Everything was great. 2 years in, man, we're out of money. I'll never forget this. I was headed to Dixie Tank one day, stopped at a gas station, needed a knife. It was on a Friday. It was a payday. That's the only damn way in this world I could have afforded it. I bought me one that was $9.99. Never forget it. Took it to work, cut 2 bands off a damn pallet. Some bitch fell apart. That was my knife budget for that week. It just fell apart. Okay? Conversely, a month or 2 later, payday, get me another one. Man, I got me one that lasted 6 to 8 months, a heavy cutting, held an edge pretty decent. I had to strop it a good bit, hone it a good bit, but it did what it could, right? It hung in there. So these knives are a crapshoot. They just are. Some people will comment on this video and say, oh, they're all bullshit. Some people go, dude, I had one for years that held up. Donnie B all day. That Indian head knife he's got, gas station knife, loves it, carries it. That's why it's hard for me to go, yeah, get one. But now again, if it's what you can afford, and at 2 for $10, you can take the risk to gamble. But here's the thing, I just told Megatron this yesterday. Now, this is the damn seatbelt thing. They'd have been better off not to put that. So you can't cut shit with that. I actually tried to cut a real seatbelt. No damage. Using the glass breaker here, it held up pretty good. Now, here's my point. Here's my point to it. If you can get 2 for $10, go ahead and get you 2 of them. One's probably going to be great or hold up for what it is. One's probably going to fall the hell apart, right? I will be honest with you. Here's where the cautionary tale comes in as far as me and a knife reviewing. This all just comes down to editing, guys. I could have left some stuff out and made these things look like champs. Conversely, I could have batoned and stabbed that tire first thing, and tire stand was the last thing I did. But I could have done some batoning. I could have done a little prying. I could have done something, and in 5 minutes destroyed both of these knives. You got to be careful. And I'm saying that to me more than anybody on this planet, and it reminded me of that today, right? It reminded me of that. Hey, you earn trust every day in this game. And that's what I hope to do. And to be honest with you guys, it could be any knife. But this knife just really made me think about it. I could go with any narrative I wanted to go with. I would rather show you the whole kit and caboodle. Hey, they started off pretty good except the serrated one. And the serrated one wasn't bad. It just wasn't bad. It's just not my jam, right? But we could have went with any narrative out there. Yeah, see, right here, guys, I want to throw this out there. That rope right there should be one good clean slice, and 3 or 4. Now, again, not dogging it, and here's what I'm going to try to do. When I get home, I'm going to take the red one, I'm going to try to sharpen it up, and I'll try to do a short if it comes out pretty good. Because I'm really curious on the red one, does the edge come back okay? Is it hard to get? That kind of thing. And again, I'm not here to bash the knives, but you can see right here. And this is probably 15, 20 minutes in, probably 8, 9, 10 minutes of actual cutting, you know. So what do I say about the knife? Well, it's like any other knife, right? You don't know what you get until you get it. But here's my other thing, and I wanted to go over this too. One of the reasons I'm never going to bash the knife is what I said about get what you earn. But the other thing about it is this: there are certain companies out there that you can trust. Why? Because they put out quality shit. And then there's certain companies that it's just, man, here, we're mass producing them. Hey, guys, if these things are 2 for $10, there ain't no telling what it costs, the production cost is, right? So as far as the cautionary tale goes, when you buy these, you don't know what you're getting. But also when you're watching reviewers, make sure they're earning your trust every day. And that is my commitment to you. Because this knife taught me a couple things. One, it took me back to my roots. But two, I thought, I could have put about an 8-minute video together and made this thing look like a champ. And that bothers me. It bothers me. Guys, I love y'all. I've had fun with this one. Listen, there was a time in this country where 22 vets a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everywhere. That's why here on this channel, we focus on the number 0. Anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. Vets, we love you. You have a place here. I back the blue. It's not popular, and that's okay. I have my reasons. I'm not here to argue with anybody about it. They're mine. And finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. Well, I'm scared. You're not. I'm gone, son.